Oops. I think I screwed something up. Ah. All right. It looks like the audio stream's current bit rate is lower than the recommend. We recommend use the audio. Oh. All right. How do I change that? Oh, screw it. All right. Welcome to Drunk Yoga 2. Um, Accordingly, it seems that my audio bit rate is not up to snuff. I was hoping to just say, welcome to Drunk Yoga 2, but wow. Anyway, I'm going to start off by doing that. um, I'm going to start off by having a 25-ounce. Oh, wow. um, yeah. Rolling Rock. Here we go. I'm not going to slam this because I'm not looking to get like plastered entirely, but I am looking to get a really good buzz and then go through the yoga after this beer, though. And you may notice in the front here, um, these are almond flour pretzels. They're called pretzels, but to me, they're like breadsticks. They're from the Atkins Diet website, but it's that recipe. It's almond flour and xanthan gum, and I spice the hell out of them. So let's see. Anyway, yeah, looks like we got the stream going. Ah, and since I really have no plans on trying to monetize this channel, I want to monetize my other channel, but not this one. I'm gonna light this joint and say fuck, 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 fuck within the first 7 minutes of the broadcast, which I think means that you're not going to see any commercials, or if you do, I won't get any money from them. This over here. So, what I wanted to say to begin with, I'm doing this not to make a mockery out of yoga or to minimize anybody's experience with like alcohol addiction or anything like that. I'm not trivializing anything. Um, I like that much of yoga is about control. It's about controlling your balance, about controlling your form, mostly about controlling your breathing. At least as far as I understand it. I was never formally trained in yoga, but I've done some reading and looking up. And honestly, I never really followed along because I would find myself in a position where, like, say, with video instruction, I would have to look at the screen, but then turn my head to comply with or perform the position. So that's why that never worked out for me. But combining the control or attempting to gain the control that yoga demands while you're drunk, it's just a contrast, a juxtaposition that I really like. Intoxication for me isn't just, a chance to let loose and be wild and all that shit. Um, it's about being vulnerable and being left to your fate. And if you're religious, you're left in the hands of God. If you're not religious, you're left in the hands of nature. And that's something I like about being intoxicated because I think, at least for me, it feels like I'm more, I don't know, just in a state, let's just call it hippie state, right? Um, so anyway, yeah, combining intoxication and yoga is, a lot of fun for me. I wanted to play some guitar too, but I'm gonna have to save that for Drunk Yoga 3. Drunk Yoga, if you thought, believe me, I'm gonna do some other stuff. I have other microphones, but this is the one that OBS recognizes because when I use my Shure, I have two SM57s, and I know everyone's going to make fun of, oh, two SM57s. That's not, that's all I had. That's all I could afford. I have an SM58 too, um, but for some reason, OBS just doesn't seem to recognize when I plug them into the Focusrite. So, you know. Ah, so this channel has zero subscribers at this point. I'm hoping to change that. Um, I want to shoot some videos for this channel that are different from what I shoot for my other channel. My main channel got almost 14,000 subscribers from one video, and that's three snakes, three garter snakes fighting over a dead toad at Stratos Woods. And then I started getting in costume and doing my fitness routine, which is, resistance training, yoga. I don't stream my cardio because it's just boring as hell. And I started losing subscribers. um, but that channel is about all the positive and wonderful things in my life, and I want to share them. This channel is about the more silly and goofy things in my life that may not be appropriate for a general audience, like getting high. But anyway, the first video for this channel was almost what would it sound like if men could queef? If you don't know what a queef is, it's when women or anyone in possession of a vagina forces air through it and makes a sound like a little fart. So the urethra that in men is much smaller than in women. So I imagine the sound that a man would make squeezing air through his urethra would sound like maybe a tiny duck. And I was going to go through various virtual synthesis units um, to try to approximate that sound. But it didn't happen. Yep. Yeah, so it's still the stream's still working. Um, I'm gonna try to keep this at like maybe a little more than an hour, maybe a little less than an hour. Drunk Yoga 1 is almost 3 hours long, and it's really, I think an hour of it is just me bitching about my photography. um, uh, I'm doing a lot of flexing. I am. I have something called diastasis recti, and that's when the rectus abdominis, these muscles here, the six pack, that's when they separate. And I guess the deeper layer of muscles, which I don't know the names of, protrude from that opening. And one of the exercises, or not so much exercises, but uh, techniques of closing that gap and strengthening the connective fibers or muscles or whatever, or tissues, whatever you want to call them, is by pressing and flexing these muscles and forcing them in, or at least contracting them in that way. So I do that a lot. And one thing that bothered me is that when I do push-ups, when I do planks, when I do sit-ups, is that I'll still see, and I can see it right now. I'm really flexing these muscles hard. And if I had a camera for my handheld, a handheld camera rather, and if I focus straight down, there's a ridge right here. You can't see it from these cameras, but I can see it and feel it. And when I do push-ups, when I'm, on the ground, horizontal, facing downward, gravity assists that protrusion. So I'm really conscious of it because I just don't want that. And it's funny because people who know me will know that I was never really one to care about his looks. I really wasn't. I was for a little while in my teens. I tried, but the environment that I was in just didn't allow it to take hold. It happened again in my 20s, but that petered out quickly. In my 30s, I tried different things. I cut my hair short. Ugh, never doing that again. I tried, collared shirts and stuff like that, and that's just not where I'm at. I'm blue collar labor, you know. And now in my 50s, it hit me. Um, I've always been thin, slender, slim, whatever you want to call it. But I accumulated an extra 100 pounds to where I got up to over 220 pounds. And one day, and it wasn't one day, it was over a course of time, I would see myself naked in the mirror. And then at one time, I saw a video of an episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, where Danny DeVito emerges nude from within the structure of a sofa. He just bursts out and he's nude, and he's disoriented, and if you know Danny DeVito, you know him and love him, and he's just goes down this hallway with his back turned, and I realized that I looked a lot like Danny DeVito. Um, and that's why I want to be slender and slim and grow my hair long and you know and I love Danny DeVito. I think he's an incredible actor. I think he's got a good head on his shoulders, kind soul and all that. But I don't have his charisma and I don't have his talent. So I need to cling to whatever I have, and that's this and this. Hopefully, maybe my shoulders are getting there. Wait, let me get this one too. Look at that. But I've been consistently working out for. I started streaming June 24th, 2022, and I was doing it every day. And I was inspired by Alan Roberts' channel. I think that's his name. I'm sorry if I got it wrong, but it's called Every Damn Day Fitness, and I just loved it. Um, and June 24th, I was doing strength training 3 days a week and yoga 4 days a week, and streaming it every day. And those they were all deleted, unfortunately, because of me, not because of anyone else. Um, and it was a real half-ass stupid thing, and I really regret it. But I kept exercising. I never stopped. And prior to that, that nonstop consistency goes back to around March of 2022. So I'm coming up to a solid year of consistent working out. Before that, it goes back, I guess, around another 9 months to around 2021, like late summer, midsummer. And I was sitting at my brother's house. I was staying there at the time, and a friend of mine had come who I hadn't seen in years, and he had gotten big, and I had gotten big, and we're all sitting there on on these lounge chairs, admiring our bellies and you know enjoying a smoke and a drink and whatnot. And for some reason, I apologized for getting fat, and yeah. That's when I started really looking into diet plans and stuff like that. And that's when I became introduced to the ketogenic diet through a friend of mine who had been talking about it to me for about a year or so prior to that. At that time, I was living at my mom's house, and I'm not a successful person. I I was living there. I was living there for quite some time. I'd moved out several times and moved back in. The longest I ever stayed out of my mom's house was like a year and 2 or 3 months, and that was it. I had to keep going back there, and it was my safety net. And now my safety net is my brother and my sister. More my sister than my brother, but that's a whole different topic. Um, when I was at my mom's, I don't want to call her a hoarder. I think she was a survivalist who banked heavily on the survival of society. And I'll tell you something, DayZ and Rust. I never played Rust, but all those survival games, I love them. I play some mods on Arma 3, and I like to think, I mean, I can sleep anywhere. I can sleep in the rain. I've slept in the snow. I've slept in my mom's driveway coming home from a Yes concert. That was really really funny at Jones Beach. That was great. Skittles, you know. Um, I can make do. I've gone backpacking. I've set up my tent with where there's. It looked like a great spot, but there was underneath the moss. There was a root that went right into the small of my back. But I slept and woke up wonderfully. And I'll wake up after 2 3 hours sleep. Backpacking or anything like that, I'm 100%. I'm so into it that my adrenaline levels and whatever caffeine I'm packing with me sustain me beautifully. But at my mom's house, I just could not develop a drive to eat right or exercise regularly. Not so much regularly, but consistently. It was really hard for me to follow through with anything. And her death was what propelled me from there. So when I think about the life cycle of cephalopods like octopi, um, and how moving it can be told, like with I think it's called My Teacher Octopus or My Octopus Teacher or something. Beautiful documentary on Netflix, I think. But yeah, and very moving right now. I feel myself. This is almost done. And I'm going to grab another one for the yoga because I'm going to try to drink the beer while doing the yoga. And I don't know if I'm going to do, yeah, I'm going to do the floor part. My yoga technique or routine or whatever you want to call it, my session, my sequence consists of three parts. The first part is the balance part. The second part is the horizontal part, and that basically has to do with flexibility of the spine and the legs. Um, it also has a lot to do with stamina, and I'm probably not going to do that much in the stamina part because, again, another topic for another video, but I ended up having nocturnal leg cramps, especially, well, entirely in my right leg. And now it looks like my left leg, but it's my right leg because the cameras are all reversed. And that's a whole, and again, a whole different topic for a whole different video. Um, but a lot of the leg flexibility, I can't really press that too much because this was caused by muscle fatigue, which is a really serious thing. The last part is basically again flexibility, but it's upright, and I'll go through that as best I can. But I will be drinking a beer the entire time. Ah, and I'll be right back. And I'm just going to take a leak really quick. One second. Alrighty, so I'm going to start the yoga in a few seconds, maybe a few minutes. It's going to take a few hits off of this first. Crack this guy open. No spray this time. Put that there for now. Ah. In my uh, in my workouts, I always have the yoga as the last portion of it, and then I stopped doing that. I was doing 2.5 hour workouts. They're now cut down to about an hour and 15 minutes to an hour and a half. Um, where the hell was I going with that? Crap, it probably doesn't matter. Oh, right, right. Um, Somewhere I had heard that it's better to exercise before you stretch. I know a lot of people stretch before they exercise, and they call it prehab. And I am not really in a position. I don't really have any kind of like knowledge that they don't, so I don't feel comfortable challenging them. But when you hear conflicting things, you want to know which is correct and which is in error. And I think in a lot of cases they don't know themselves, and I think they're ready to admit that because they keep doing more and more research. But I did the strength training first and then the stretching. So I'm going to start with this shoulder stretch and then go into a neck stretch and a spine stretch. Or actually, the spine stretch is part of the shoulder stretch. You'll see what I'm doing. But I'm going to try to do it with a beer in my hand. A beer in my hand and a joint in my mouth. I'm going to try to do both. Oh, and I always had music going, but I'm not going to put the music. Should I put the music? No, I'm not going to put the music on. Screw it. Now from here, I would go do the neck stretching. I'm gonna actually screw it. I'll do it. I'm really unashamed about screwing up, on video, live stream, whatever. And in my workouts, I often screw up this first pose, and it's I forget if it's Warrior One or Warrior Three or Warrior Two. I forget. It's one of them, but my sister calls it, arabesque, and I do it more like that than the strict yoga pose. Wait a minute. Oh, right. Ah. This is where I passed out last time I did this. Oh, that's as far as that's going. This is still part of the balance portion. Yeah, so I'm getting fucked up. um, the next part is the horizontal. Yeah. Whoa! That's an abbreviated version of my yoga sequence. Um, I wonder if I'm going to get another one of those out of me. Um, yeah, we'll see. I wish I knew what the rules were as far as like using copyrighted music, you know, like I'm a big Yes fan. I would love to be playing some Yes right now. Um, Clearly, I'm not trying to, make money off of Yes, but be nice to listen to some music right now. And then there's, well, shit, there's guitars in the background. Why don't you make some? But I'm really too fucked up right now, and the microphone doesn't pick it up very well. Oh man. But it's still better than Drunk Yoga 1. Oh fuck what a disaster that was. I mean, I'm getting fucked up right now, but yeah. I don't remember what time I did it, but it went on for like 2 hours and 40 something minutes. And it ended with me like during the lunge portion of the first part of the yoga. Um, I hit the floor. I drank, shit, I drank like a six pack really fast, and I opened up two more beers, and I hit off of each one of them, and that was the tipping point. That was the straw that killed the camel. And the problem was I probably didn't smoke enough. It's funny, and I'm not. When I say this with no authority. But from my perspective, the one thing that's like, I wouldn't say kept me alive, but kept it from becoming too, you know, dreary and dour was having, just some weed, something to smoke. But yeah, anyway, I don't know if I'm going to make it through this beer because I don't want to get like fucked up to the point where I'm passed out on the floor. Like, I think I went off on a tangent before, but yeah, after the first drunk yoga, I was lying right there for about 4 hours, and so yeah, I guess I started around 1 p.m. and by 5, I was lying right there, just so fucking drunk. 9 p.m., I managed to uh, set up my bed, which is, it's just a fold out floor futon. But I've been sleeping on that for like 10 years. Not the same one, but every couple of years I get a new one. And they're awesome. I sleep great. I'll get like, on a good night, like 6 or 7 solid hours of sleep. Um, I wouldn't cast any blame on the bed itself. You know, if I have problems sleeping, it's probably because of some stupid shit I did, like too much caffeine or whatnot. So, I kind of have a little incentive to do the yoga. If I get through a session solidly, I get this. And this right here is what's left of this. So yeah, this has been an hour, and I'm honestly I'm articulate. I'm gonna keep it that way. I'm gonna finish this beer. There are two more in the fridge. I had one around 10 a.m. But I also had a pot of coffee, and I think that counteracted it rather nicely. I'm gonna finish up this guy here, and I'll probably it's like a little after 2 p.m. right now. I'll probably just have some more caffeine and find some shit to do, and yeah, take it from there. So ends drunk yoga too, and I'll end it the way I end everything. Many blessings and many thanks. I'll be back tomorrow on my main channel with the full workout, part one of the workout. And I hope to see you then. And until then, take care and best wishes to you and all you love. Good health, good fortune, and lasting happiness.